Who's faster than the Flash? Why? Only the Flash, of course! Today we are going to be looking at alternate Flashes that are faster than main continuity Flash's Barry Allen. That's right, while Barry Allen might be the most well-known incarnation of the Flash, he is not always the fastest. In fact, Barry Allen was not even the first of the Scarlet Speedsters to appear in the comics. The first Flash was Jay Garrick, who made his comic book debut in Flash Comics issue number 1 in 1940. Barry wouldn't make his first appearance until 1956 in Showcase issue number 4. Though he would quickly become one of the most well-loved of the characters known as the Flash, even after many other characters had adopted the mantle, including his nephew Wally West. Barry Allen has even become the default version of the Flash in media thanks to him being the main protagonist of the CW show The Flash, based in the DCEU Arrowverse. But just for today's video, let's put Barry Allen closer to the back of our minds and to the back of the race as we count down the top 10 alternate versions of Flash faster than Barry Allen. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video where we'll have some bonus comments from a previous video coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Johnny Quick. On Earth 3, the Crime Syndicate of America rules, kind of like an evil Justice League. Johnny Quick is basically the Crime Syndicate's version of the Flash. While he may share his name with Golden Age hero Johnny Quick, make no mistake that he is nothing like the man he shares the name with, except for the fact that they are both known for their speed. When the Crime Syndicate attacked Earth 1 and Earth 2, it took the efforts of both the Justice League and the Justice Society of America to put a stop to them. And while Johnny Quick was beaten and is not inherently as fast as Barry Allen on his own, he crafted a helmet to enhance his abilities, making him faster while intensifying his connection with the Speed Force. When armed with this helmet, he proves a hard one to catch. Number 9. Lady Flash. Lady Flash hails from Earth 33. On our alternate Earth, the Speed Force is magic-based as opposed to being based in science. Lady Flash finds herself as the keeper of this magic-based Speed Force and is also a member of the League of Shamans, who are basically Earth 33's version of the Justice League. Having complete control over the Speed Force, she is capable of controlling the connection others have to the Force, allowing her to steal speed energy from those who would oppose her and deposit it back into the Speed Force. Beyond that, she also has a ton of other magic-based speed powers, which other versions of the Flash do not possess. So while she hasn't really participated in a lot of speedster races just yet, it could be expected that she would place above most other versions of the Flash due to her insanely powerful magical abilities. Number 8. Future Flash. This version of the Flash is a future version of Barry Allen himself from 20 years in the future. In the timeline he came from, Wally West was killed, so he traveled back in time to try and eliminate everyone that he deemed responsible for the death of his nephew. The future Flash's actions ended up creating a huge tear in the Speed Force, which he sought to close by killing his present-day self and using his energy to seal the tear. What he doesn't expect is for Wally West to turn up to this fight to try and stop him. The ensuing fight results in present-day Barry becoming lost in the Speed Force and Wally's demise, meaning that Future Flash ends up becoming the cause of the very thing he had traveled back in time to try and prevent. Ain't that just how it goes when you're time traveling? Number 7. Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne is a time-traveling arch-nemesis to Barry Allen who comes from the 25th century. He once admired Allen's Flash, only to discover that he was destined to become his greatest enemy. Thawne has more knowledge than Barry Allen when it comes to the Speed Force, even creating his own unique type of Speed Force energy, the Negative Speed Force. Combined with his disregard for consequences as a result of messing with the Speed Force and with time, Thawne often gets the upper hand on Barry and ends up strides ahead of him. How many times can I say Speed Force in one video? You're gonna find out. Number 6. Godspeed. Speed, speed, speed. August Hart was part of the Central City Police Department, working alongside Barry to round up all of the sit-ins who found themselves affected by a speed storm that had passed through, as this storm had granted some bystanders speed powers. It turned out that August himself was also affected in such a way, which Barry eventually came to learn when he caught on that August was using his speed powers to steal speed energy from those that he claimed to protect. Barry could not take down Godspeed alone, and actually had to call on other Flashes to help him defeat the villain. Godspeed's connection to the Speed Force is so pure that he can simply sense the Speed Force in others, and his powers allowed him to duplicate himself, create constructs, and even siphon speed energy from other speedsters, in effect stealing it and using it to power himself, making him even faster. All things that were beyond Barry Allen's abilities at the time. Number 5. Zoom. Hunter Zolomon in the comics was originally Wally West's friend who turned rival. After he became paralyzed after an incident involving Gorilla Grodd, Hunter asked Wally to help him by using the cosmic treadmill to go back in time and prevent him from becoming paralyzed. When Wally refused to help, Hunter broke into the Flash Museum and attempted to use the treadmill himself, resulting in an accident that caused Zolomon to lose his connection with time. He decided that he would use his newfound power to help Wally become a better hero, reasoning that Wally had only refused to help him because he did not understand what it was like to suffer a severe personal loss. And so he would gift this suffering to Wally by aiming to kill his wife, Linda. Oh, so kind, what a good friend. The power he gained from the accident allowed him to manipulate time relative to himself. So while he was not able to use the Speed Force to rival the speed of Barry or Wally, he can adjust his own self within time to make himself as fast as he chooses, even managing to be faster than Wally at times. Pretty impressive. Number 4. The Black Racer. In the comics, the Black Racer is basically Death incarnate for the Speedsters. This version of Death is imbued with the Speed Force so that even those who would seemingly be capable of outrunning Death may still pass on. While some have proven even too fast for the Black Racer himself, like Wally West, Barry Allen once found himself caught by the Black Racer after attempting to outrun him. In the events of Darkseid War, the Black Racer catches Barry and successfully merges with him, transforming him into a living version of the God of Death, despite the fact that Barry tried to escape this destiny. Because, you know, he didn't really want to be Death and kill people. He's a hero. Too bad. Can't outrun Black Racer. Not if you're Barry Allen. Number 3. Dark Flash. Walter West is an alternate version of Wally West. His life paralleled Wally's with one major difference. His love, Linda Park, was killed by Cobra. This event changed Walter from a hero to a villain, turning him dark. He became a student of Savitar, learning everything he could about the Speed Force from him. Soon, Walter surpassed Savitar, and after he felt he had learned all he could from his teacher, he killed him. When Walter first crossed paths with Wally West, he proved too fast for him. However, Wally soon returned disguised as Zoom and managed to beat Dark Flash, though this version of Wally West was in his prime. You know, if it takes prime Wally West to beat Walter, then you could determine that Dark Flash himself could likely beat Barry Allen in a foot race. Number 2. Wally West. Wally West is known for being the fastest Flash around. During the final issue of Flash War, we saw him exceed even his mentor Barry Allen. Zoom has pit the two heroes against one another as Wally races to break open the Speed Force and free his kids after Zoom led him to believe that they were trapped within the Speed Force. Barry Allen works to stop this from happening. Zoom's plot is to have the speed barrier broken open so that he can retrieve power found only beyond that and use it to rewrite his past. Once the two heroes team back up, Wally finds himself chasing the impossibly fast Zoom. Barry actually urges Wally to move even faster. Barry's words of encouragement ensure Wally that he believes in him and knows that he is capable of being fast enough to stop Zoom. The pep talk works, and Wally not only beats his mentor Barry Allen in terms of his speed, but also successfully defeats Zoom. Number 1. Iris West II. So if Wally West is the fastest, how could there be anyone faster? Make way for Iris West II. Iris West is Wally's daughter, and we are first introduced to her in Kingdom Come. After an issue with the Speed Force causes her and her brother Jay to rapidly age, we see her as a 40-year-old, and she is just as fast as his father, and that's obviously when she would be past her prime. Later, when Queen Bee gains control of her, she gives Iris a device which allows her to tap into her full potential in terms of her connection to the Speed Force. It turns out she is a conduit for the Speed Force and is able to use it to control speed and time. Wally seemed to be one of the only few that could even fight against his daughter's speed warp abilities, and even then her powers dramatically reduced his speed. Although the events involving Queen Bee left Iris afraid of the full extent of her powers, the fact remains that the Force is strong with this one. I have no doubt that she's going to become like the fastest Flash ever if we get to see more of her. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope you felt this list was speedy and informative. Who are some of your favorite Flash alternates? Is there anyone else that you think is faster than Barry Allen? Do you think that Barry could still beat any of the alternates that I mentioned on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's about that time to turn to some comments from one of my latest videos. Top 10 superpowers you didn't know Wolverine had, Part 2. Tesla's Garden comments, animal empathy is the coolest thing I've heard of Wolverine having as a power. I freaking love it. It's a pretty neat one. Very impressive how Wolverine can tap into those animal instincts. Granted, I'm not really sure how much it's linked to his emotional state. It seems to be something he taps into more when he's emotionally distraught, so St. Marin writes, "Hey Amanda, thanks for the video. I can always count on you and Kelly to brighten my day." Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you for the comment. It brightened my day. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring our bell if you haven't already, so you can stay in the know about all of the new nerd content we have coming your way. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy, YouTube.